It's gonna be a montage. It's gonna be a montage. Now go on, everyone knew that that was happening. The second you saw Deku out there training his little ass off saying, yeah, I'm gonna be a hero too, just like All Might, yeah, watch me go. I gotta say, you know, little kid and all that, he's going in, he's training, you know, he's working, you know, his wee little ass off trying to become a hero. And this is the thing where we find out about it. It's like you can become a hero, you can have a quirk. It just works with how All Might does it, which is especially his ability known as All for One, which is a quirk that he actually inherited from the last person to the last person. It pretty much combines his strength from one person to another, and it keeps passing it on. And like, to be fair, like, it's sort of like how he was acting, saying like you had every like quality for a hero, and he's like, yeah, you can't become a hero without a quirk. I feel like I like disagree. Maybe it's like very different in this world, like, because I've always assumed this world to be kind of very much like a DC or Marvel kind of world, where it's like, well, you got characters like Batman out there, and I feel like, you know, like, even still, it's like, he hasn't got any powers. Look at him, he fights crime, and he like goes toe to toe against, like, you know, Superman at the best times. When it isn't being directed by Zack Snyder. Sorry, Batman v Superman fucking sucked. I just want to let everyone know. I mean, there's a huge difference between, like, Academia and Batman v Superman, and I can tell you one thing, it doesn't have stupid fucking plot holes in it. Oh, I can't hear a couple of miles away about Batman being in Gotham, but even though they're miles apart from each other, oh, but I can hear people in Africa, though, just, yeah, that's fine. Sorry, we'll get back on the episode. I did notice, though, in this episode, they did slip up a little bit of the animation. I was like, yo, Deku, are your eyes okay? Like that, it's like, one of his eyes was just, like, like a dot or something like that, and the other one was just, like, really weird. I was like, okay, that's a little bit weird. So I don't know, like, you know, obviously this is this universe, so yeah, maybe like people, there are no such thing as like people that don't have quirks. Like the people who don't have them, they probably just become policemen. It's just normal people's society. But especially with someone like All Might, I'm kind of curious. Especially it's like even still without the like with the manga going on, I still want to know like what was he doing before that. I still want to know a little bit more about All Might and his story. But it's like, definitely when he was like, yeah, here's your training for the next 10 months, Deku, before you get to UA. You gotta go and move all this rubbish everywhere, like out of this like a nice beach and all that. You gotta clean out this like selected part of it, and it's like you got 10 months. You got also, you know, keep up with school, do all your work, and do everything like that. And there you go, they're all sorted right there. And he's like, oh dear fucking god, when will it end? Like he's going through that, and he's like, you've even been going like even harder than like what you're supposed to. You've been overworking it. You've not been like going to the plan too much. But he's like, I want to be a hero. I want to try. And this is where it's like, wonder where this is coming from, you know. It awfully felt a lot like, kind of like was like with Saitama was saying. It's like, it feels like if you saw the full rendition of Saitama's training, you know, he kept going on and on and on and training, although we didn't really get to see the full efforts of that training. It's like, this is pretty much what it was. The only difference was that, you know, like, unlike Saitama, Deku has actually someone there to support him, and he was like going through hell. I'm like, I don't know, man. You seemed quite nice. You still had someone made your meals for you. You didn't actually, and you had the aircon on. I'm still sure, like Saitama, he didn't have the aircon on. So yeah, he was suffering even during summertime. I still think you got a long way before you become a Saitama, Deku. But you know, I'm rooting for you. I mean, he's doing more exercise than I fucking can. I gotta give him props for that. I like that one picture, just like All Might showing him saying, hey, this is what you used to look like 10 months ago. Now look at you, 10 months later, you fucking hench. Like that. I like that. He's like, even at school, like, you know, he's like getting on the bed, he's like working out and shit like that. I'm like, wow. But to be fair, he was absolutely dead. He was like, I can't. Like, I need to, like, I'm gonna die. Please leave. Like, but he still kept at it, so, you know, good shit for him. And, like, I gotta say, though, especially, like, one of the best things about the show is definitely the voice actor, like, yeah, like, on, like, Deku. I really do like his voice actor. Like, I think it's a really good one. When he was screaming on top of the pile of the rubble going, ah! Like, I loved that. I thought that was a really good, like, the voice actor, like, I couldn't actually have picked a better one. I'm glad that, especially for a show like this has a bunch of new voice actors into it, so I'm like, it's nice to hear some, like, fresh voices every once in a while. And Abdul, like, as well, like, especially his rendition of, like, All Might, like, I really do like him. I find him quite funny. I think, like, he makes some of those, like, lines actually very funny with, like, the English parts of it. And it definitely only works kind of like in a show like this, especially in the English dub and all that. When it gets that, you ain't gonna, like, notice it like that. But it's like, it was definitely funny. Then we actually get to see the 10 months later, and we get to see him go to the UA entrance exam, and Bakugo's like, yo, move the fuck out of the way. Badass coming through. I'm gonna curb stomp you, Deku, with you in my way again. Like, and he's like, he hasn't touched him since that entire moment, but now here we go. It's like, he's in the exam. There we go. It's like, yeah, you're gonna be in this battle area B. You gotta sort all this shit out. There you go. And I was like, even when he was like, oh my god, it's a hero. I really like this guy. That piece of shit with the fucking glasses. You like, you manga fans, you know who I'm talking about. I still don't even like him in the manga that much. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna follow to the rules. He's very distracting. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's like, you fucking like a little pencil pusher like that. It's like, so, you know, I don't know, I hate characters like that. Although, he did happen to meet a girl as well, and, you know, manga readers know who that is as well. And I think her name has been, like, changed or something, or it's a lot different from what the translations have actually been giving us for a while. So, like, I think, like, Ochako, like, I know it's, like, Uraraka, I'm normally used to calling it, but it's, like, I think it's, like, Ochako, or whatever they're calling her. So, I'm kind of curious about what the translation of her name is supposed to be. So, let me know in the comment section down below about that. But it's, like, overall, I think this is the weakest episode of the three. Like, and just to say it the way people are saying, oh, where are we compared to the manga? They did the entire second chapter, which was about, like, 25 pages long. And then they also did, I believe, the first eight, I'd like to say 8 pages of chapter 3. So going by this knowledge, I'm imagining that they're probably going to do about 2 to 3 chapters at this point now, because like the first chapter is always the longest, and then you got the second chapters that like got 25 to 30 pages most of the time, and then after that you only get your 18, 16, depends what it is, unless you like Hiro Mashima and you do just randomly, oh, I'm going to do 3 weeks in a row about like 25 to 30 pages, because, you know, fucking YOLO. I mean, the majority of it was just training, and Deku was like, I really want to try, I'm going to do it, and it's like, I'm going to inherit your powers, and then it just turned out, oh, here you go, here's my hair and everything, like, there you go, like, you know, you got my hero now, you've engaged my quirk, although, we'll have to wait until next week to see whether or not, like, if all this training has paid off. I think I'd give it a 7. I think it's a fine, like, but compared to the first two, like, it's definitely not, like, I don't like this episode as much as the other two. It's still a good episode. I think the first two are a lot more dramatic, although I will say this, though, and it only hit me until the last second, when he was training and that music was coming in, and it was rapping as well, I was like, yo, wait a minute, is this rapping I'm hearing into this? I was like, so alright, they're making the OST really good as well, so I'm glad that's as well another, like, thing to add up onto the points of the, like, academia right there, so I'm liking that. I'm glad they did that in there, but it's like, for the most part, the majority of this episode it's a montage. It's pretty much just a, like, near 20-minute long montage, and then, oh, we're entering the exams, and here we go, here's the explanation for what's going on in the exams, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. But there were some nice moments in here. I definitely did like it. All Might did make me chuckle a couple of times in this episode, so it's like, it's not as good as the first two, but then as well, we needed this one to, you know, show that obviously he's going to be training. He isn't just immediately going to go get his powers and say, yeah, I'm a hero. You need these moments and all that. And definitely when he was screaming on top of the, like, all the rubbish and all that, I loved that moment. I thought that was a really badass moment. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think about this Hero Academia episode? But that is all for me. So you like Hero Academia as much as I do, then you hit that like and subscribe. But that's all for me. So I'll catch you guys next time.